Hey, good morning, everybody. Robin here. Welcome to my channel, AriesFireTarot. Thanks for being here. So it's time for your daily tarot card reading. This is going to be for Tuesday, July 20th. And the deck I use for Tuesdays is the Starman Tarot card deck. And I really need kind of maybe a donation or two to help me replace this deck. It's kind of an expensive one. And, you know, right now, I'm penny pinching just because I was unemployed for a year and all of that sad story. But anyway, I'd really like to replace it. So if anybody wants to help, that would be great. So this is going to be for all zodiac signs, you guys. This reading is brought to you with love and many blessings. I will be channeling this reading through the help of my spirit guides. And let's see who shows up today to help out with this reading. And I was guided to do one pull of the Angels and Ancestors deck at the beginning of the reading. And then we'll continue on with Starman. So let's have a card from the Angels and Ancestors. This is a really cool deck. The messages are super powerful, okay? So there's the card there. What does this even say? Okay, I'm just going to pause because I can barely read this. Hold on for a second, you guys. Okay, so this says Vortex Guardian. And unfortunately, this deck, when I ordered it, it didn't come with a guidebook, even though it was supposed to. So I was a little, you know, annoyed. So this says to connect with your emotions. This is a really beautiful card. Like, I've never seen her before, and I find her very powerful. Even the color that she's wearing, like everything about her, she's just oozing compassion and love. And we saw that in yesterday's reading. So the Vortex Guardian, connect with your emotions. And I think I'm going to pull her and keep her for, I'm going to bring her over to my other channel, Oracle Rising. Sorry. So I'll do a little bit of research on who she is, who this beautiful creature is, and I'll talk about her on Oracle Rising. And you guys, if you ever want to see me talk about any sort of ascension topic on Oracle Rising, you can send me an email to either one of my addresses, you know, or whatever. You guys know how to get hold of me, right? So anyway, connect with your emotions. All right, so let's have a card for this. Yes. All right, so you have the Star card here. So the Star card is saying that your emotions basically run your world. Hold on for a second. Like, the energy that you exude is the energy that you will get back. So connecting with your emotions, and a lot of people are afraid to do that. You know, I talked about Sacred Rage on my channel the other day, Oracle Rising, and that might be very interesting for you because some people are afraid to express emotion. If it's sadness or whatever the emotion is, especially dark emotions, it can be very tricky to get in touch with those. But if you're blocking yourself off from yourself, how do you connect to other people? With the Star card, like the energy going out here and connecting you from the material world, the 3D matrix, up to source, and connecting things back and forth and back and forth. So, and pulling things through a cycle and eventually speeding it up. So getting in touch with your emotions. And you know, the thing is that some people are told, a lot of people are told that certain emotions are not acceptable. I am wearing shorts, okay? Just so you know. Anyway. Sorry. Should I pause while I cackle? You know, we can be told as children, you know, you shouldn't be so angry. You know, I find that a lot of children are not taught how to manage their emotions and how to use them as a launch pad for something else. You know, you can channel your anxiety, you can channel your sadness, you can channel your anger, your rage, your joy to work for you with the star card. So if you start connecting with your emotions, and your emotions might come up when you meet new people, particularly a romantic partner, things can start uncovering for you. So you are being really guided to, like, maybe think for a second if there was some way that you were not permitted to express yourself as a child, and look at that. And are you continuing to do that? I feel like you guys are just getting a nose. Okay, so I hope that's a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like, don't behave that way, you know? So you could be bottling things up, and instead of charging your energy outwards, like with the star card, and she's just like, I can exude everything to my ultimate power. Okay, so connecting to your emotions. Like, I was always told a certain way, like I wasn't allowed to express anything. So that can really, it still affects me because I was brought up that way. So I'm not always necessarily the first person to say something. I can bottle up my thoughts and not turn them into words, you know. So this can really have an impact on everything in your life, your friendship connections, you know, your romantic connections, your ability to manifest, you know, all of that stuff. So I think this would be a really good exercise to say, how was I brought up and what was I not allowed to express? And how does that even make me feel about that? Like, my parents were super rigid, right? So it could be a really good exercise for you to say, well, maybe now isn't the right time for me to express that emotion, but later I can talk about it, or I just need to process that, you know? And this is especially important for yourself, because it could get to the point where you just don't even express your emotions to yourself. And that's such a damage. Like, it brings you down to this sort of one-dimensional, like, I'm not allowed to laugh inappropriately. I'm not allowed to cry at the movie theater. I'm not allowed to tell somebody off even though they just really crossed the line, you know. Connecting to your emotions is such a beautiful experience. And you shouldn't have to hide them. You know, and if somebody is saying, well, that's really inappropriate emotion, how can somebody else tell you how to feel? You know what I mean? That's just like, what? You know, especially for children, you know, particularly they don't know how to express themselves with words. So they have to scream, they have to cry, they have to laugh like little maniacs. You know what I mean? So let's pull another card here finally. After blah, blah, blah. So I've got I always call this the alchemy card. I call it the 3 of alchemy, particularly this one, because connecting to your emotions is going to set you free. It's just going to set you free. It's like, I finally got that off my chest. So if you want to maybe think of somebody that deserves a good talking to, or deserves a confession, or, you know, you want to laugh inappropriately, you know. For myself, I think of, and this is going to sound horrible, but sometimes at funerals I can't stop laughing, and you know what, that is also an expression of grief. But other people turn around and they look at you like you've committed the unpardonable sin, you know. But a laugh response is just as usual in that kind of a setting as a cry response, but cry response is more socially acceptable because it's perceived as grief. But laughter is also a form of grief. Plus, I'm Irish, so we kind of approach, you know, funerals a little bit of a different way. They're more of a life celebration, you know? So this is, I think, really super important. Like, if anybody has ever told you, yeah, you shouldn't feel that way, you shouldn't think that way, it's time to really sort that out so you can feel free with your feelings and feel connected and feel like this super powerful, like, I have all of this energy within me. And what have I been holding back? Because what I've been taught being brought up and what you could currently be being subjected to. You know, sometimes people are with partners that they don't allow you to express yourself the way that you want to. And then you could just sort of free fall into alchemy once you connect with these emotions that we see here with this beautiful guardian. Man, amazing. Love and light, you guys. Love and light. Bye.